Assalamu alaikum guys, this is me Senpai Gamer San. I'm your host Senpai. We are playing the game Tales of the Black Death. Now I just saw the good review about this game. The people say you have to try this game. It's really amazing. One of my fans just recommended me, and it's the game about the morality and the people about the different kinds of choices and the difficult stuff which will happen in this game. And there's a lot of endings about this game, Tales of the Black Death, Italy. Now a lot of people think that this is some kind of investigation type of game. So where was I? And yeah, Tales of the Black Death, Italy. Moral choices. You're gonna do make different kinds of choices, and most of people think that this is some kind of detective type of game. But I never tried this game, and I got just game. I just bought this game. Yeah, it's really low prices, so I just bought it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. The gameplay I just did. Sorry for long intro. Here we go. Let's do it. 1347, Tuscany. As the dawn of the British solitary boat drifts on the Mediterranean Sea, its white sail flapping into the wind, capture the attention of the local fishermen. Using a grappling hook, the men hold the vessel to the shore and make a most horrible discovery. What is this? Large wealth of the shape dropped around their necks, emptied in the inner legs. Their bodies are frightfully contorted, 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 as if they had died in the midst of the pure agony. From the belly of the ship, a voice cries out, "Help us!" Instant, one of the fishermen walks down below the deck. Below the deck, he found the rest of the crew coughing, battering, and in the pain. The Tales of the Black Death, Part 1, Italy. Everything was pitch black. As if the sunlight spills through your window, you wake up from the night of the tossing and turning that left you uneasy. A dream lingered in your mind. A tall clock figure, a curving young girl in his arms. Black cross pointed painted on the trees. A city engulfed in the hellish fire. Dreams like this always feel like a strange formation. Oh, so I don't need to get sick or insane to dark feels. Oh, this is like a White House game. Also, you guys didn't know about the White House. I was thinking to buy this game, but the price is still high. Once I got the salary, I'm gonna buy it. And this game, I just bought it to asking money for my big brother, and he gave me, and then I bought it. Otherwise, I couldn't buy this game. Anyway, far in the mainland lies your aunt's farm. Since the death of your uncle, the home has endured many harsh winters that have darkened the fields. For the last month, you have been living with an Aunt Camilla, spending your days harvesting the wheat. As you open your tired eyes, the smell of the dry salt fish and freshly baked bread slaps a smile on your face. The day before had been your 14th birthday, and your aunt had offered you a leather satchel that would from now on follow you wherever you go. After stretching a stiff neck, you crawl out the bed and walk to the living room. These last few days, you have been waking up tired than usual. Aunt Camilla greets you with a feeble smile as you glance at the leaf of the bread still in the oven. Aunt Camilla. I hope you sleep well, Baldasar. You have so long ahead of you. I have been looking all the morning and your aunt edges closer and examines your pale complexion. This is not the face of a boy in the prime of his teenage years. You look tired. I hope you are not coming down with anything. You shy away and take a seat at the table. Despite all her kindness, for some strange reason, Aunt Camilla always made you feel uncomfortable. Tell her about your dream. Insist you're doing well. How about I tell her about my dream? As you go into the details about the dream you had, Aunt Camilla walks away and picks up a wooden bucket. Guilt is hunting your dreams, my poor boy. You should pray more. It will ease your soul. Aunt Camilla hands over the empty bucket. Could you bring me the water from the well? From the fridge? You nod politely and head to the backyard. You have known Aunt Camilla all your life, yet she feels impenetrable. Still, you always found wisdom in her words. In that yard, you glance at the handcart gathering moss from years of neglect and wonder how it feels to live isolated from the rest of the world. You wonder if your aunt will die a lonely widow. Inches away from the water, well, you notice a dead black crow. Poke it with skin. You approach with the strange mingling and the reference across to pick up the stick and gently poke the dead bird. Black liquid oozes out of its beak. Oh, you feel a sharp pain in your palm. Upon inspection, you realize you cut yourself a rusty nail sticking out on your stick. The cut doesn't appear too deep, still you wince as a wipe the blood off with your thumb. Returning to the task of the hand, you grab the bucket full of water and walk back inside the house. As you come, the Aunt Camilla blows the firewood stove glowing. The embrace illuminates her face. Why did I just poke the crow? I shouldn't have to poke the crow. I damaged myself. You drop the bucket next to her. She smiles as she pours half of the bucket in a pot and adds 2 handfuls wheat grains. Show your one to your aunt. Oh, look at you. How deep did you manage to cut yourself this time? Can you still make a fist? You make a fist and the drips of the blood falls on the ground. Oh, my little, it looks pretty deep. Lend me your hand. Aunt Kamala grabs you clove of garlic and crushes between the 2 molars, then chew it down to pull. Oh, gross. Using her thumb, she spread upon your hand, examined the cut strip right the middle of your palm. Satisfied, she wraps around with the clean clothes. So this is what the Italian villagers do that. Huh. No. Lovely. That will do it for now. You grimace as her garlic and fuse Livia sting your wand and thank her while taking a seat at the table. You glance at the wooden barn out the window and wonder if your aunt has enough supply to last through the harsh winter ahead. You notice her thinning the porridge with water. She catches you stare from the corner of her eye. Life was quite different when your uncle was still alive. Yeah, yeah, this is what happened when you have someone, a big man in the house alive. He do the all things and you just don't. You remember faithful harvest summer where the barn would burst from the harvested wheat and barley. It sometimes feels like all our best days are behind us. Offer to stay a few more days. Announce your departure. I know it's mu- I know it must be hard to leave me in times like this, but I'll try to manage. I already had my share to fortune moments. Witnessing a grim expression on her face always brings sadness to your heart, as if the hardship of the other could weaken your own chance of happiness. Your aunt places a bowl of porridge in front of you, then walks away to the stand by the window whose gloomy curtains withdraw. Your uncle chased this very spot to build the house. From this window, I could see him from the work in the field. Her voice cries the crushing tone of nostalgia. As she turns toward and she offers you an honest smile. Go on, Baldasar, eat up. You have a long journey ahead. You examine the diluted porridge in the front of you. Next to it, your aunt left a warm slice of bread, salted herrings, and hung with a dry near the stove. Eat only a bread. Eat the porridge and bread. Enjoy the porridge and bread. I have to leave things for her, man. She's an old aunt. She took care of me, and I'm a young kid, teenager. I don't think I need to get. I feel sad on my choices. I do. Right. You munch on a fresh bread. It fills your belly. Still, you feel might have been wise to have something to hot eat. Your gut still feel uneasy. You remember the black crow. After your breakfast, Aunt Camilla walks to the door and picks up a large golden bushel of wheat. As promised, here is the wheat of your parents. On your way home, make sure to pass at the windmill. From wheat of the floor, from floor to the bread, as they say. You nod as you wipe your lips with the back of your hand. You jump to your feet, put on your boots, and strap bushel on your back. Aunt Camilla hands you two small dry fish wrapped in the clothes. It was kind of you to come to help me with the crops, Baldasar. These little, sorry, these two little fishes should bring some joy to your travels. You put the dried meal in your satchel for later. Outside the morning air is fresh and rustling leaves echo in your breeze. Your feet scatter in the morning. Oh, do as you walk from the house. Reaching the footpath, you turn and you see your aunt waving back at you. Have a safe journey, Baldasar. You nod and start your journey back to home. Soon your aunt's house disappears behind the trees. Alone as well, on your way, a strange feeling comes over you. You revest in the memory the dream you had the night before. The tall clock figure, young girl, the black crosses painted on the trees, the city engulfed in the hellish fire. And you think of that dead black crow, the broken French. Damn, there is really a good music down there. Under the bright blue sky, you follow the footpath through the farmlands and through the forest. On your right, the familiar wooden fences keep the livestock from roaming into the far from the stable calves or sties. Suddenly, scream of the distress that sends chills down your spine. As you get closer, the scream becomes more desperate. From the brief moment, you wonder if you should turn and find the another way home, but decide to carry on. At the edge of the forest, you discover a pig distress. His neck is cuffed between two wooden planks and a broken fence. Using all his strength, the animal tried multiple times to free himself, but only managed to hurt and bruise himself. One of the wood plank would be lifted, but that would mean getting closer to unpredictable swine. Attempt to free the pig, leave the pig stuck in the fence. Kindness does paid off? Does helping the pig help me? Really, nigga? Really? I don't know, man. Should I? Okay. As you get, oh, my health's got condition bad. As you get closer to the fence and starting lifting the loose beam, the fearful pig violently hits you with his hind legs and you tremble in the ground. Cuffed off the guard, you dust off your trouser and wonder what to do next. Try again to free this, leave him to rot, die. You realize that you would be putting your own life in danger helping this pig, you decide to leave. As you walk away, you glance at the trapped animal one last time, hoping someone else will hear this desperate cry. Soon the cries are drowned by the sound of the forest. Hiking across the rolling meadows, you think back to the last conversation you had in the Aunt Camilla when the raven distracted you from melancholy. Standing on a thin branch, he seemed to crook right at you. You ignore him, but after a few months, you realize the bird is following your every step. This is what happened when I was kid, and in my city right now I am here. When I was kid, I was walking, the crow following me every time, and I was like, what the hell? And I was a fan of the Naruto, and I was like, did Itachi send those crow to protect me? I was so silly person at that time. Boy, I mean. As many as you consider that even be an omen of the bad tidings. A cold chill runs down on your back as a glassy black eyes peer into yours. Annoyed of his inskance and nagging, you grab a stone and aim straight at the bird. Throw the stone. If I do that, unclasping your hand, you let the stone fall to the ground. The sudden thud appeared to have frightened the raven. When you lift, so raven just gone, and I couldn't read it. It's because some house chores happen anyway. I don't know. Whenever I try to record, something horrible happens. I have to go to somewhere in the silent way. You follow the narrow trail and leads to the pine forest. Huh. Many times you glance on the tree in search of the black feather pest, but you only find a bare of the branches. As you reach the clearing, you see above the tree line the sail of the large windmill slowly turning in the wind. On the top of the hill, the long grass blades are bent almost permanently by the powerful recurring winds, and the turning sail appear never ending. At the base of the mill, the lone figure is stacking on the sacks of the floor. Sacks, stacks or sack. Alberich, the one-handed miller, notices you in the distance. Baldasar, how nice to see you again. As the miller of the base the lone hand, you show him a bushel of the wheat you come bearing. Alberich greets you with knowing smile, examines the wheat, and takes you into the mill. Let me get to work. It shouldn't take long. Okay. Follow the. You enter the mill and take a seat at the small bench behind the miller. From the ceiling of the strong drive shaft forces large gears in the turn. You observe the algorithm appears a grain in the milestone. Alberto has been operating the windmill for many years, and he is known around the Tuscany for his fair price and tough gas tricks. You notice a jar of barley cookies on a small table. You could probably take one without being noticed. Man. Well, bro, you working on the wheat field, so I have to ask. You politely ask the one of the barley cookies. Baldasar, if I would be giving all my goods for free, I would go out of business, don't you think? Besides, I prepared those for lovely women. And you, my friend, you are not a lovely woman. I better be restart this chapter and steal it. Finding the right moment when Alonso appeared distracted, you dive your hand into the cookie jar and take one of the larger cookies. Is that how your parents brought you up, Baldasar? To become a thief? You lift your gaze and see Alberta straining straight at you. What kind of world would we have if you could just took out what they wanted? Shamefully, you drop the cookie back into jar. In your mind, you repeat yourself, it's only a cookie, yet you have the feeling there is some truth to the main words. You observe as the one-handed miller unfolds the cloth of the catch as a result of flour. Soon all the wheat has been crushed in the backfield with. As a payment, Alberta takes 1 cup of the flour and hands over the rest of the bag. You nod and prepare the exit when your gaze lands familiar treasure. On the wall above, Alberta keeps a token for his good fortune to golden florin coin. It's only a florin coin you ever seen each time you pass it. You are left in awe by its golden glow. As Alberta dusts the floor that filled the ground, you exit the windmill. Knowing your parents eagerly wait, you return with a farewell and start to walk down to the hill. Halfway down the hill, your stomach starts to grow. You remember the dried fish your aunt gave you and decide to eat. I better we do something else. What happens if you try again? Distancing yourself the big desperate blow, you pull the words playing all might. Embracing his sudden freedom, the pig quickly runs toward the farm. You examine yourself, discover the fresh cut on the side of your hand. Let's see what happens if I throw the stone. You aim precisely at the bird, but as the stone rushes towards him, the raven leaves his words only to land on different branches and continue his tirade. You grab the another rock, but as you lift the gaze, bird he is gone. You follow the trail. Let's see what happens if I wait here. Gaze at the landscape. Waiting in the miller, you gaze over the horizon of the small fisherman town where you grew up. A strong wind blows through your clothes and gives you a chill, and you decided to join Alberto in the windmill. From the ceiling of the strong drive shaft force slides the gears and turn on. Okay. Oh, I still can do that. Not too far from the large orchard and the footpath lies on your house. From one of the generation to the other, olives have been center of your family livelihood. The old home built by your great grandfather even boasts as a wooden carving on olive tree. As you approach, your sense of something strange and unfamiliar. The shutter of the most windows are closed shut. Passing by the chicken coops, you notice the chicken hasn't been fed. You carefully push open the front door to the house. As the sunlight creeps in, the voice echoes in the darkness. Don't come in, my son. We are not well. The weakened voice of your father sends cold finger creeping up your spine. Some terrible illness has fallen upon your mother and me. Corona! This is Corona! OMG! This is Corona! You approach your parents slowly but suddenly jump back in horror as you notice a black patch is covering their neck and hands. Corona! In the depth of the darkness, your mother's bloodshot eyes reflect the pale sunlight. Oh my god, bloodshot eyes. Your father's sunken face, unrecognizable from the man he once was turns to you. I fear we might be the end of our long and harrowing journey. You hesitate in the doorway. Go to the town, search for help. Stay with your sick parents. If I do that, they will burn my house down. Because this is how the corona works. This is the Italy type of corona, I guess. Hey, I remember there was a lot of corona people happen in the Italy. First it happened in America, then it happened in first it happened in China, sorry. First it happened in China, then in America, and then now it's here. In the then in Italy, then it's in everywhere. I don't know what really happened. Sorry guys, I'm not here to offend my Italy fans. I had a lot of Italy fans. Sorry guys. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I just don't have any info. But I know info. It's first released in China. Then it's spread in everywhere. Okay. Oh man. Abandoning your parent makes you feel conflicted inside. You hope you made a right decision. The miserable village. At the edge of the Mediterranean Sea lies a small gathering of the quaint house, connected by winding footsteps, all of the leading to a century-old stone church. At the eastern of the part village, you see a fish market near the docks. You tread down the cobbled path and stop to the town square. In this tightly knit community, you know only one person can truly help your friends. Pay a visit. Head to the doctor office. This is the hardest choice I ever did. Doctor couldn't. All the streets of the town lead to the church front door. Wait, what is this? There is a black fog just fly away from here. Oh shit, I forget to read. God damn it. Knock. You're knocking on the second time, you realize the door isn't shut. You push the heavy door and it slowly opens, revealing the ornament of the church interior. The benches of the wicket at the end of the nave, the altar, where the priest usually gives you his sermon, is where. Take the seat and pray. You kneel and bring your hands together, close your eyes and pray in the low voice, asking the God to relieve the suffering of your parents. As you stand up, you sense his presence behind you. You quickly turn, but only see the shadow disappear through the open doors. Thinking of your ailing parents, you leave the church. The curse wharf. In the grey sky, seagulls circle hoping to find the discarded fish. The food market usually buzzing with the peddlers and deserted except for a few fishermen negotiating raw oyster and pickled herring pierces. A slender boy grabs your attention as he passes behind one of the merchants. Okay, and swiftly walks away with something tucked under his shirt. Without missing a beat, he disappeared behind a food stand, only to emerge a few moments after right behind you. So, Lorenzen. So, what are you? The market watchman? Yeah, I saw you picking my way. I have a sixth sense about these things. After diving a deep under his shirt, the boy takes a smoked herring. That's the reward for being nimble and clever. Danos, the young thief, pressed the boy quickness of his hand. Wait, guys. Oh, so he stole the stuff and trying to give it to me. Praise the young thief to the dancer. Praise the boy quickness of Finland. When you have traveled the world as I did, survival becomes the second nature. Exactly. The boy tucks the smoke earrings back under his shirt and starts to walk away, but reconsider. My name is Lorenza. You introduce yourself and mention your sick parents. That's strange. Just near the pyre. Oh, fuck, wait, guys. There is the merchant boat stranded on the beach. The crew looked dead sick. Black patches, pale skin, bug out house. You wonder if your parents were victim of small illness. Anyhow, I'm heading out of here. Small towns are not the best place of any monarchy. Without another word, the boy leaves your side. Passing behind the few market stand and walking between the shadow of the light, the boy disappears. You think of your ailing, of your parents, and hesitate. The shipwreck feels so close. Go to the shipwrecks. I pray, I hope my parents gonna be healthy. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Go to my parents is gonna be hard. Let's see what happened. We're gonna be restart this game. A grave of return. With a strange feeling doom, you follow the familiar path leading up to the hill and to your house. The shade of the large oak trees and ominous silence, the closed shutter, all of them make your home look more scheduled than ever. Fortunately, you open the door and call out to your parents. You call are left unanswered and you fear the worst. As you creep out the house, you find both parents dead into their beds. Their gaping mouths, bloodshot eyes staring into their oblivious, horrible reminder that life is precious. Telling yourself that at least they are no longer in agony doesn't give you any solace. I couldn't bury them. If I buried them, I'd be sick. This is like a corona. Corona! The corpse of your bad dead parents still in the bed, chilling a depressing state. You feel giving them a proper burial could be appease their soul, or perhaps even yours. In the distance, you see the priest of the parish climbing on the hill to your house. He takes one of the look at you and shakes his head. Baldasar, you have my deepest condolence. You lower your head and stare at your ground. Sadly, I come to bearing distressing news. Authorities are arresting those who might have contact with this violent faction. Your name was mentioned. The doctor has ordered you to be placed under quarantine. Oh, fuck! Corona! Corona! This is, I told you guys, this is Corona. You take step back, wondering what you should do. I came here to warn you. Your parents were devoted to the church. I had to see their son die in cell. I suggest you flee. Ask for ceremony to honor your parents. The priest nods solemnly, as you wish. The priest starts prayer for your parents. You close your eye, take it all the way. Tears drip down on your cheek, yet you feel strangely at peace. This is sad, man. Footsteps interrupt the ceremony. You open your eyes and see two men holding spears. In a matter of seconds, they arrest you and take you into the town where you are placed in large barn in the other villagers. Days go by day before doctor has time come to visit you, and when he does, it's too late. You are found dead from the mysterious illness. You have died. Make wise decision. Restart the experience from the beginning. If you think you are stuck in the loop, let's try to restart this. This time, let it be. Ignoring the dead body, you walk towards the wall and picked up a wooden bucket filled with a fresh water. Take a sip of the water. Bring the water to your aunt. You take a long gulp from the bucket, quenching your thirst. As you finish drinking water, you feel your eyes fall upon the dead crow again. A hint of the nausea turns to your stomach and it's brief. You feel sickish. In the distress, you kick the dead crow away. Again, you dunk the bucket in a well and enter the house. Oh, I shouldn't have to drink it. Shite. So, this time we will just
You walk back to the house inside the house. As you come in, Aunt Camilla blows on firewood, stove glowing, and embers illuminate her face. Oh, a bucket next to her. Yeah. Announce your departure. Huh. Drilling the thick chunks of the bread into the porridge makes your hearty meal. After your breakfast, Aunt Camilla walks to the door. Large bundle bushel wheat. Pack me a fish, damn it. Not gonna help him. He's gonna die as usually. Not gonna. Unclasping your hand, you let the stone fall. A sudden threat appears to frighten the raven. When you lift your gaze, the bird is nowhere to be found. Gaze at the landscape. I already read that. Ask for politely, and you wouldn't give me the cookie, which is sad. Oh. So I have to leave this town because the Black Corona just released it. Alright. Black Patches Corona. Black Death Corona. If I head to the doctor, it's gonna be a horrible problem. Take a seat and pray. There we go. So I have to go to the shipwreck. Your toes dig into the ship's soft sand as you climb up to the den to peer into the distance. One of the coasts, the largest of the sailing vessel you have ever seen in the shipwreck. Bearing a waves of reckoning the boat on its keel and produce an eerie melody that comes and goes. Next to the vessel, you notice a guard to keep watching. You don't recognize the man and suspect the news of the shipwreck brought authorities from town. Pass behind the guard. Using a Therian to your advantage, you make your way past the guard and dive into the cold water of the sea. You swim the boat, climb the boat, and witness the horrible scene. Dead sailors are scattered all around the decks. The skin of the man is blotchy and divided in color, the fingertips black as soot. The stench is horrible, and it takes a huge effort not to puke as you watch rats and maggots feed off the corpses. You remember being warned not to come here, and wave the guilt comes over you. As you are about to leave, you hear movement under your feet. Go below the deck. I couldn't go below the deck. You climb down the ladder and walk into the darkness of the ship belly. The stench is horrible, and it takes a huge effort not to puke as you watch the rats maggot feed the corpses. A murmur seems to coming from the darker races. You get closer and discover a man leaning against the hull who appears to be captain of the vessel. His eyes stare straight at you, but the man appears to be dead. In his right hand, you see a silver compass. You slowly extend your hand and reach for the compass. As you hold the silver treasure, a hand grabs you by the wrist. The captain is still alive. You open his mouth to talk, but only black saliva comes out. It drips down his chin in gruesome manners. Pulling as hard as you can, you break free, run out the deck, and jump into the sea. As you reach the beach, you trembly unclenching your fist, revealing the silver compass. You put the compass in your leather satchel and leave the beach. Leather, you mean leather, what it say? The leather bag, yeah. Well, I got the silver compass, but my insanity has got low. It's because of the grave of return. Okay, alright then. Done. Let them be. Ask for advice. Oh shit, I forget to read. I have to do it. A Graham Homecoming. Oh, great. This is not good. This is not good. And here we go. Where's the bag, by the way, though? Head to the doctor. Okay, in the bound of the serrated knife, you gauge the sidewise substance. Baldasar, what are you doing here? It's not safe for you to be at the clinic. Terrible illness afflicting all of these men, something I had never witnessed before. You have to leave at once. Inform the doctor about your sick parents. You inform the doctor mysterious illness is as escaping your bed. You describe at the great length. Vomiting, rashes and black patches of the skin. Bloodshot eyes. Bloodshot eyes, you say, interesting, but I don't think any doctor could draw a prognosis from that. Perhaps an eye infection. I'm sorry, but I have more urgent matters to attend. It gives okay. Here, and while putting back the makes you, I cannot leave my patient. I will come as soon as I can, Baldasar. For now, curse at the doctor. Leave without the doctor. Leave for the harbor. Oh man. Press the boy. Go see the reef shack. I will get the silver one. I will get the silver one. I need the silver compass. Let them be. That's a priest. Thievery, blasphemy, bloodshed, or any other unforgivable sin will ultimately lead you to your demise. Some have fallen into despair and lunacy, others into the melancholy of madness. Choose your words and your action wisely. Sometimes they can be forgiven, but never are they truly forgiven. You note solemnly, oh, and Baldur, do not lose yourself in foolish direction. After those alarming words, the priest wishes you luck and bids you farewell. Once the clergyman is aside, you glance at the deadly house and the one last time. You gather a few of your belongings and drive hurriedly, following up to the road north. Unsure, you follow the dirt path that leads you into the nearby forest. As the darkness creeps in, the thin fog materializes. Rising over the pine trees, you can see the sails in the windmill pulling at the mist. Forlorn. Unsure, you follow the dirt path that leads into the nearby forest. As the darkness creeps in, the thin fog materializes. Rising over the pine trees, you can see the sail of the windmill pulling at the mist. Disgruntledly, you sit on the grassy lawn at the base of the windmill and stare into the dark night. The thought of your dead parents keeping finding its way into your mind, and your heart sink down in your gut. You try to hold back your tears, but they just keep rolling off your cheeks. The wind dies down for a minute, and as the sail cracks to the stop, you hear a voice behind you. Your parents are dead, aren't they? Just like the sailor near the wharf. Baldasar, whipping off your tears, you nod slowly. Ah, Lorenzo, take a seat beside you. In a silence, you watch as the sun set over the horizon until the darkness engulfs the valley. As your belly growls, Lorenzo takes out of his pocket the piece of fish he stole from his market and cut it into half, offers you a piece. Grab a fish and eat. You grab a piece of the salted fish and chew it silently. A faint glow appears from the church, and you wonder if the priest is having a night sermon or reassure his flock. You cross over the steeple and serve as a reminder that the God is our Savior and will protect the poor, the weak, and the defenseless. Ah, that's lovely, man. Who created this game? At least you hope he will. True. You are awoken by the sounds of the thunder and notice a storm is brewing in the sky. While you are still finding your bearing, Lawrence is already picking up things up. Come on, we better not linger too long with these parts, especially if the local authorities are in the lookout. Sharing Lawrence's sentiment, you pack in haste. You receive the first drop of the rain on your forehead, and before long the rain grows in the impressive flood. You mentioned to the Lawrence you could head over to your aunt farmhouse beyond the valley. With the rain dropping from his chin, Lawrence nods in agreement. Walking down the hill, you wonder how you will explain your return to Camilla, and more importantly, how will you announce the death of your parents? Mud deep. As quickly as it comes, the storm drifts away, leaving Lawrence and you soaking white. The clouds part and the early sun soon shines brightly, drying off your drenched clothes. As you hike up the small hill, you glance over the Lorenzen. He seems to be a great spirit for a boy who didn't eat all the morning and ventures on a muddy road. You are about to say something when you notice a horse-pulled cart in the distance. The merchant cart appears to be stuck deep in the mud. A stranger is pulling at the horse as his companion tries to lift a heavy cart out of the mud. As you approach, the stranger waves you over. As you prepare to walk towards him, Lorenzo places his hand on your shoulder. I don't think they are merchant. Indeed, clothed in rags and mismatched shoes, they look more like a thugs or drifters. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You gonna steal? You start to walking toward the ditch and one of the strangers start running after you. Afraid, you also start to run, but suddenly trip and fall face down in the muddy grass. As you get your sense back, you realize you tripped a dread man. Lorenzo lends you a hand and you quickly help you to your feet. As two men are coming your way, Lorenzo take out his sharp knife. You guys stay back. Calm down, boys. That man was already dead when we found the cart. Look for yourself.
Help the man to fix the cart. If I help the man to fix the cart, examine the corpse. You walk over the dead man and bend over to examine him. You are about to turn him over when you notice the same dark patches on his skin as your parents had. You step back in horror. See, I told you, we didn't kill the guy. Why not help us to get the wheel back on the cart? I am in a generous mood. We could reward you a little something. Ah, let's see what happens if we help fix the cart. The two men look at each other and grin. I know you do understand. You walk over the cart and Lorenzen joins you. Together you lift up the rear of the cart while the men try to slide heavy wheel back to an axle. As the strangers secure the wheel, you keep having the feeling they lied to you some way. Once the wheel is properly attached, one of the strangers gives an opportunity kick to test its sturdiness. Looks like this is going to hold. Well, thanks for all help. We couldn't have fixed the cart without you. Lorenzo observed you with suspicious eye. Ah, yeah, I forget. You guys wanted a reward? One of the strangers searches in the merchant cart. Well, look at that. Do you remember pulling out the knife at me earlier? 'Cause I didn't forget. The stranger pulled out a long, sharp knife and swelled his knife in front of your face. Within a quick flick of the wrist, draw a red gash into your cheek. You kids get out of here before I decide to cut you into square pieces or feed you to wolves. Ah! I have to restart. Let's see what happens if we help first. As you get to the sun, start to grin. We are heading to the Florence to sell some of our goods. And lo and behold, on the wheels again loose. Lorenzen give you a suspicious stare and walk closer to examine the cart. This always happened to the muddy rock back. Do you mind giving us a sand? Maybe lift the car off the ground while we put the wheel back on. Just as you raise the car, you gaze wander across the field where you notice a patch of the color of the ditch. Focusing your eye, you realize the horror is a dead person face down in muddy grass. Silently, you point out the metro, discover the Lawrence. That's the merchant. I bet these thugs jumped him and now they are stealing his cart. And we are helping them with their evil deed?
Seeing your pale face, one of the stranger approaches you menacingly. Is there something wrong? As they mention the dead guy in the dish, the stranger posture suddenly changes and he puts a large smile. Ah, that guy over here. Yeah, well, listen. The cart was abandoned. We looked around and saw the guy's ditch. So we thought he's dead, right? You won't need a cart these goods anymore, right? So we decided to take a cart, bring it back to the Florence. Maybe find his wife or something and give her a cart. The stranger lets the information sink into their own oats. The guy was already dead when he found the cart. Lawrence shakes his hand in disbelief. You don't believe us? Have a look for yourself. See, I told you we didn't kill the guy. Why not helping us, Will Beckner? I'm the generous mood. We could reward you a little something. Okay, there you go. I knew you didn't understand. Looks like that's going to hold. Well, thanks for the help. Good on Wix. Ah, yeah, I forget. You want a reward? Ask for reward. Well, look at that. Looks like you gotta enjoy a little feast today. The stranger pulls out some dried meat and cuts a piece of the half and hand it over to you. Lawrence quickly grab a piece. I will carry it. The stranger starts laughing as his partner climbs onto the cart and starts whipping the horse. After a few steps, the cart moves out the mud. You watch the cart soon disappear in the distance. Lawrence offers you a piece of the dried meat. Here's your half. Noticing Lorenzen gave you a larger chunk of the meat than you grab the piece of the glee. You chow down the dry meat while Lorenzen, without wasting another moment, set the pace of the hike. Ah, good choice I did. A lot of stamina I got. Walking down the grassy slope, you notice a river in the distance, soldier bearing long spears and blocking the access to the long bridge. Further away, you notice a man pulling an old grey mule. A sickly pale young boy is lying on the mule. Guards, do you think this could have something to do with the stolen cart? I think it's better if we stay back. These guys can only mean trouble. Get closer to the guarded bridge. Hide the nearby bushes. Well guys, that's it. That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys think of this kind of gameplay, the tale of the Black Death Corona. This is horrible Black Death Corona, I can say that. This is really amazing game I just played. I'm gonna give the 5 of 5. It's because the story is amazing and the choices which I did is really amazing. And I hope you guys love my dubbing which I just did in this gameplay. The dubbing, I hope you guys love it, and the different kinds of voices I did. It took a lot of time, especially in the Ramazan through, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys think of my gameplay. I'm gonna catch you guys inshallah next time when we meet again. Bye bye, take care, love you all. Allah Hafiz, sayonara, Pakistan, Zindabad, peace.